Tim Wilkinson, as you say, has put in some fabulous performances to get to this stage.
Attention!
I wonder what that'll have cost him.
Go!
So away we go. It's the Diamonds race. Graham Thomas on the Berkshire station, and on the Buck station, Tim Wilkinson. Adrian, just talk me through tactical approach, because clearly they look at the stroke rate there. They're both going out really hard to try and seize the early initiative, and I suppose that changes the shape of the race, doesn't it? If you're in control, if you're bossing it from the start, it mentally must be a much more comfortable place to be rather than being the underdog trying to fight back.
Yeah, as long as you don't do it in an extraordinarily expensive way,
yes,
which you then come to halfway and you've got nothing left in the tank. But for sure, in the single, if you've got a length, because the change of, you can see what the other crew's doing. And actually, the irony is in the singles, because it's quite intimate, so you can actually sense how hard you feel the other crew's working as a sculler, and
yes,
play your efforts off that. But Graham Thomas, I saw him doing a practice start earlier in the week in the Cambridge Women's 8 that beat Durham yesterday. He did a start to the island with them, and he didn't lose any ground.
Really?
So he's phenomenally explosive.
Okay, that's a good indicator, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So here Tim, who's rowing for Greenback Falmouth, had a great race early in the regatta, and here he is against Graham Thomas. He came from behind last time he raced, and here he's doing a good job again. He had a very lively rhythm, which he has again today. Graham Thomas just slightly longer, more precise and favourable.
So the early stages of this race. I'm interested in what you said about you can feel the other athlete. You can get a sense of maybe where they are, if not emotionally, then physically, whether they're having to put lots of grunt in, or whether they can do it smoothly. It's an interesting concept, that, isn't it? Because clearly in the boats where you've got 4 or 8 over the water from you, it's impossible, isn't it? But if you've just got the one, you can get a better sense of it, maybe.
Yeah, it is. I mean, not when they're this far apart, probably not, but generally when they're closer. But it's funny, even in the crew boats, you can be half, 3/4 of a length down in a crew for 3 or 4 minutes and know you're going to win the race. You just know that you're not working as hard as they are. I don't know why you can tell that, but you do kind of have a good sense of what's happening around you, and you can measure your effort on that.
That must be experience and intuition.
I think that's true. You see some of the crews who are winning by quite good margins, and when they cross the line, there's the odd athlete in the crew who's completely spent because they just haven't got the confidence to maybe back off a bit and be more efficient because they just don't have that experience. Graham here doing a really, I'd say, clinical job of this. He attacked it really hard off the start to get, like you said earlier on, get in control of this race, make it as easy as possible for himself. But Tim is not going to let him off. Graham is not going to be able to paddle this into the finish.
So important for Graham Thomas to get this right. His parents have travelled all the way down from, I think they're in Cumbria now, or certainly North Lancashire, where they live, to watch this, having missed out on going to Tokyo. Stuart, his dad, will be like a cat on a hot tin roof right now. Gets very nervous watching Graham.
Yeah, in 2019, Graham was in the double that won here against the Irish double that won yesterday.
With John Collins.
With John Collins, exactly. And John's not rowing here. Apparently he's trying to do some marathons, I heard. But Graham did do the Diamonds in 2013. He was in the final. It was quite a long time ago. But I know this is something he wants to win. He loves this regatta.
I was talking to Catherine Granger about this yesterday. It's a good way to negate the Olympic blues. So if you're returning from Tokyo, in whatever capacity actually, not just as an athlete, but it's such a big moment in your career, be it an athlete or a coach or an official or whatever capacity you might be out there in. You get back from Tokyo, it's such a significant milestone in your career, however it went. There is a danger a couple of weeks later you're moping around feeling like you just get a bit of the blues creeping in. Whereas this will make sure you guard against that, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're such a regimented routine with the training 2 or 3 times a day. Everything's organised. You know what you're doing every moment, every day for several weeks, and then when the Olympics finishes, you have no routine. You have everything that keeps you organised is gone. And
you've lost that goal and that clear objective. You're living for one thing, really, aren't you? And a build up to such a big event as the Olympic Games, it's just one thing on your mind 24/7. And once that's gone, if you refocus onto Henley within 2 weeks, it's quite sensible.
Yeah, I think I totally agree, and there's quite a few of them have come back to do this. And it's a mixture of coming back to racing, it's still serious. You're in the best shape of your life, so
yes,
why wouldn't you have a go?
That is the other factor, isn't it, with this Olympic Games? So normally, Henley Regatta during the Olympics, just watching Graham go a little bit close to the booms there, he needs to be aware of that. I'm sure he is, that he's got the booms to his right-hand side. Yeah, you've put all that work in, you've got yourself into absolute prime condition for an Olympic final. 2 weeks later, you're still in great shape. You might as well use that training for an extra crack at this.
Yeah, totally. And also, like you said, that whole integrating yourself back into the world. You can come back here, you can see your friends who are here as well. The other day, Graham went out for breakfast with the two boys, Sam and Charles, who raced yesterday. They all had breakfast together. Just re-engaging with your community, and it's like you said, it's a soft landing back into normal life. But Graham here, this is not just for a bit of fun, is it? He's doing this properly.
Of course. Well, it's in its own right a huge event, which could be by this tomorrow evening. It could be one of the most significant achievements in his rowing career. So, he's certainly not doing it for fun. I just wonder the future of Henley Royal Regattas and the timing of them in Olympic year, because clearly, if the normal circumstances were in play, then none of the Olympians would have been at Henley Royal Regatta this time round, because the Olympics follows it so soon after, whereas this has both had the advantage of getting Olympians here and giving the Olympians a soft landing back. I think there's lots of reasons why this is far better this year than it was planned to be.
Yeah, I think it is for that little cohort of the population. Definitely,
yes.
was a really
I know
nice
it's only
thing.
a small group, and you've got all the schools and the clubs that perhaps it doesn't suit so well, but
it's meant that people have kept training through the summer and just spending time with their friends doing the sport they love.
And it's an easy sell as well. When you're trying to promote rowing, you're trying to get rowing out there, and if you say you've got a few Olympians performing, people are immediately interested, aren't they? So it does add to the profile, it raises the profile of Henley Royal Regatta.
And Tim here, he was actually in the Diamonds in 2019, so he's done this event before. He also competed in 2019. He was second in the Vesta heads, the sculler's head, basically. So Tim really is a really competent sculler in his own right, representing Greenbank and Falmouth. When he had his really close race the other day, he's on the old, he's an old UL athlete, and he was the old UL WhatsApp group just lit up with the cheers supporting him. What a great race he'd had earlier in the week.
You're on that WhatsApp group as well, are you?
Yeah.
You're on a few WhatsApp groups, aren't you?
A few here and there. Yeah, I think yesterday when I switched my phone on, there was 52 messages on that one group. It's so good because that's what's so great about this regatta. All these clubs come here and represent the people who've rowed at this club before are in the grandstands, and they wear their blazers, and they like nothing more than to come and watch the current students, the current members of their club represent the same colours that they rowed for.
Adrian WhatsApp Cassidy on commentary duty this morning.
They're sculling really nicely. They're doing a great job. Tim probably knew this was the outcome, knowing who he was against, but has really attacked this and given himself a good row over the course.
So, fine performance from Graham Thomas. He is very safely through here. Devro, we saw earlier on the water, awaits. Devro winning his semi-final against Elisa Day, and Graham Thomas now winning his semi-final against Tim Wilkinson, who's over the line. Wasn't too far down in the end. Graham Thomas controlling the race though, and safely through to the final on Sunday of the Diamonds. That could be a big moment. Well, it will be for either Devro or Thomas. It's going to be a big moment in their rowing careers tomorrow.